Well, hi everybody. It's me, Paul Zeidman. I'm the writer of the short film project Shecky, and this is one of those let's get to meet the people behind the project. I'm the writer, but today I am talking to the director, and she is quite a director in her own right. Allie Mae, it is great to talk to you today.
Thank you.
Okay, Allie, let's start a little bit about you. What's your background as a director? I mean, have you always been interested in directing? Did you kind of stumble into it later on in life?
I've stumbled into everything later on in life, but I definitely stumbled into directing later on in life. I was a writer, I am a writer. I write and I direct. But I started directing um, after a stroke. I had a stroke in 2016, and at that point, I lost my ability to write, and I have a dead spot in the middle of my brain, and so punctuation and grammar are still really difficult for me. But at that time, I couldn't remember how to compose any words at all, and out of I think trying to keep my spirits up, my husband urged me to go to take some filmmaking classes because I'd always wanted to do that. And so I did. I took filmmaking classes at San Francisco Film School and had directed my first short film through that program, which was a short film that I'd written previously. And I just, as soon as I directed it, as soon as I saw actors performing my words, I was like, yes, directing is what I was meant to do. Like it is just such a natural thing for me. And it had never occurred to me as an option before, but as soon as I began directing, I realized that it was what I was meant to do. It's what I'm meant to do for sure.
Wow, that is a great origin story for a director. And you've done, I know, a lot of short films, and I understand you're also, is it your first feature that you're getting ready to do?
Yes. Yes, I'm shooting my first feature this fall.
And how many shorts have
Helping
you
on
made?
that, as a matter of fact.
What's that?
I said you might be helping on that a little bit, as a matter of fact. I short film. I have shot. I've shot quite a few that I'm not too proud of, so I don't talk about those. But I think I have 15 on my IMBD that I've either directed or assistant directed or something. I've been involved with like that. But more than that. But there's a lot of things that you make that you're just you're not too proud of. So
Hmm.
kind of leave those off the resume, but that's okay. It's
Sure,
all
sure.
learning, right? It's all learning the skills and the craft, and you have to go through it you have to go through them to make the mistakes to learn how to do better the next time. So
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm discovering with this project. Like, this is my first short, and just all of the things that are involved with just trying to get it organized. Not even mentioning the crowdfunding, just trying to stay on top of everything. All of the details that you don't really think about when you're starting it. I mean, I
you're
wrote it
doing
with the
an
intent.
amazing job too, Paul.
Oh,
You
thank.
really are. I want you to know that. Like you producing, what you're doing is producing, and it's really hard. It's the hardest part. It's the hardest job in this business. And I think you're doing a fantastic job for your first time doing it and not really knowing how to do it,
That
you
that
know?
let's emphasize that part. Not knowing
No,
what I
let's
am
not, but
doing.
he knows what he's doing. He's a master at this.
Well, I,
So you're
I
doing a
wrote it
great
with the
job.
intention of wanting to make it into a short film. And originally I thought, well, I'll direct it. I'll just have to get someone who knows what they're doing to help me. And that was probably the best decision because I had someone else that I was working with, but that just didn't work out. And then we reconnected. We've known each other a while. And you came and said, hey, if you're still looking for a director, I'd be interested. And I thought, thank you to the filmmaking gods for sending her my way because someone with that kind of experience, it's just been so incredibly helpful to me. But one of the things I did want to ask, and we talked about this before we started recording, not that this is like a love fest for the script, but like what was it about the script that appealed to you? I guess as a director.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you remember when I read the script, but I read the script when you first wrote it. It was you had, put out for people to read it when you
Hmm.
first wrote it, and I was one of the first. I think I was one of the first readers, and then and still now, like what appealed to me is the visuals. Like when I read the script, I can immediately see it. Like I see it in my brain. And that to me tells that's a story I want to tell. I'm a really visual filmmaker and I can see the story unfolding without any dialogue at all. And I love a story like that, that I can
Hmm.
tell visually. I mean, of course, dialogue is helpful, but it makes it really universal when you don't need the dialogue. And that I think that that is the thing that I can see about it is that I feel like there's a universal story in here, and I love that about it.
Okay, well, I'm really glad to hear that. So we are engaged in the crowdfunding right now, still working our way there. So let's go with okay, we're gonna shoot this and then we're gonna put it all together. What happens after that?
Um, well, can I say a little bit about the crowdfunding? Because I think that this is
Sure.
something that people need to understand. The crowdfunding is not to pay me or you, it's to pay the crew. And we have mostly a female crew, and women don't get paid nearly as much as what men get paid in this business, and they don't get hired. And filmmaking right now is really taking a hit for everyone. So if you can help, please help because the world needs stories, and this is a universal story, and it's going to be a beautiful little short film. What will happen next with it is after it's edited and we have put sound on it, and we will submit it to some really great festivals, and I expect it to get into a lot of them.
That'd be great. I mean, that again, that's also new territory for me as well. I mean, I've gone to a couple of short film festivals, but I've never had a script or a film in contention.
Yeah, and you will for sure. This will definitely be in contention, and I expect it to to be an award winner.
Oh,
You and I will be up on the stage talking with the crowd. It's very fun.
I'll get my bow tie all pressed and ready to go. Okay, this is great. This has been fantastic stuff. Allie Mae is the director of the short film project Shecky. We've got the link to the crowdfunding somewhere around this video, so check it out and donate if you can. Share with everybody you know because we're not afraid to ask.
Yeah, please share it.
Okay, and that's about it. But thanks for watching, and please support the Shecky Film Project right here on Indiegogo, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any more questions. Thanks very much. Thanks, Allie.
Thanks. Bye, Paul.
Bye.